There is one piece of extraordinarily bad advice that I have heard people give young aspiring musicians since I was new on the scene in the 90s. And I still have students today coming to me and telling me that they've been given this advice. This is what it is. If somebody wants to hire you for a gig, and if they ask you if you can do something, even if you can't do it, say that you can, and then you go learn how to do it, and then you show back up and you do it, and you've got the gig. Now, this advice is presuming that magically anyone can learn to do whatever that thing is in a few days and be just as good as someone who's been perhaps doing it for decades. Now, as I describe it that way, you might see how arrogant and clueless and honestly disrespectful to the needs of the producer or whoever's doing the hiring is. I mean, it's so ignorant. I have emotions about this. And I've actually, on the producer side, been burned by young musicians taking this dumbass advice. I had it happen with mandolin and I had it happen with banjo, where I was hiring someone to play guitar or some other instrument. And then I would say, hey, do you know someone who can play this other thing? And they would say, oh, I can do it. And then they show up with that instrument, which they have had to borrow from someone because they don't own it, because they don't really play it. And then they can't play it well. One guy even brought the Mel Bay chord chart book with him. And it changed what I had to do that day. I was under a deadline. I had a paying client. I needed to deliver something that was of a certain caliber. And when a player does this, they put the producer in a bad position. Not only that, but they also insult the quality of work that the producer's doing by presuming that they can fake it. And they waste the producer's time and money. And it also demonstrates that you fundamentally fail to comprehend what good is. And the worst part of all of this is not only have you put the producer in a bad position, but they will never hire you again. And so you've just essentially killed what could have potentially turned into a working relationship that might have put money in your checking account for years to come. But you've just demonstrated a very huge lack of professionalism. My next video is going to give a better version of this advice, so please follow me if you want to find out.